We are live and free from the Haas. Tournament basketball is always at its best here in this gym, and this afternoon will not be any different. 21-2, Colonel Crawford takes on 19-5. Margaretta, the 1 and 2 seeds here in the district, took care of business, and now it's time to see them battle it out in Willard. Coming up is your Burkhart Farm Center pregame show on the OH Report. Next.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter, ready for you.
Sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got.
Time now for your OH Report pregame show as we bring you live and free coverage thanks to Burkhart Farm Center of this Colonel Crawford Margaretta game that has everything in it to become a classic here today in Willard. The Haas, always a great setting, and the Eagles coming off a win against New London. They have their sights set on a team that has had the best of them in their last couple of matchups. They're 0-3 against this Margaretta squad.
Well, we'll start with the atmosphere. This was always one of my favorite gyms to play in when I faced Willard back in my playing days, and probably in my top 3 gymnasiums to officiate in my 39 years of officiating. So this place has a great atmosphere. The floor is always fun to work on, plenty of room. And I think the fans that are here are certainly going to enjoy being here. Now for the two teams, Both of them are defensive specialists. I expect nothing but that to happen here this afternoon, although when you get to tournament time, crazy things can happen. And when you're expecting a defensive ball game like we are today, sometimes the offenses kind of step up out of nowhere and start to flash. So I'm still expecting a defensive struggle, but I won't be surprised if that changes.
And how about the job Ray Neal's done in his third season here with Margaretta? You see the numbers offensively and defensively. 44 points a game. Expect them to be much closer to their defensive numbers here today because Colonel Crawford's also a solid team at just giving up 30 points a game.
Margaretta's had a long history in girls basketball of really being good, so it's no surprise that they are here in the district final, and I expect them to put on quite the performance today. And as you mentioned, they've got some really good firepower. Elise Schaefer, 11 points a ball game, and Cassidy Lane and Kennedy Saylor, they're all going to be stepping up and doing what's needed of them today. And they do have a height advantage, so that may play to their advantage on the offensive boards.
And Schaefer just had 21 points on Thursday, hit 5 threes in that district semifinal and when they went up against Winford.
They are missing one key piece, though, this afternoon, so we'll have to keep our eyes on how deep they want to go on the bench.
8.3 points per game for her. Elise Schaefer for the Lady Polar Bears. You'll see the whole crew out there as they get ready to go here today. Margaretta 19-5 on the year. They went a perfect 10-0 in the SBC. That just seems like that's the standard for them to win every single SBC title.
They have, as I said, quite the tradition. They beat Winford 48-34 in the semifinals to get here. They're riding a 3-game winning streak as opposed to Colonel Crawford, who's on a 6-game winning streak.
Speaking of Colonel Crawford, let's talk about the crew from Zach Bauer, head coach for the Lady Eagles. He has had them ready for this game. Some solid wins as of late. They've jumped a little bit under their offensive average, but they've been able to keep that defensive side of things locked up. They beat New London 37-29. 19 of Crawford's points in that game, however, came from free throws. They did hit a couple of threes, but didn't establish too much of an inside presence.
Well, they're definitely going to be relying on others to step up besides Robin Amon this afternoon. She is by far their top player, but they're going to need others to step up and really help her out.
Speaking of Robin Amon, let's just talk about her, a sophomore post. And we talked about this, Travis and I, before the game for Winford against Margaretta. They needed their sophomore post in Brooke Frombaugh, the N10 Player of the Year, to get going. She got 17 points, but she mostly got them at the free throw line, and then it was the perimeter game that really let down Winford. But I still think inside, that's where it starts if you want to beat Margaretta.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to have to see some big things from other senior leaders, such as Mira Holt and also Carly Zender. Those two are senior starters. Seniors have been here. They know what to expect. They're the ones you want to rely on at this time of the season.
So there's Robin as she makes her way over to the line. Had 8 points in that game against New London on Thursday, just a few days ago. These two teams have grown quite familiar with each other here in the 2020s. Margaretta's had the better edge in that, but we're going to see if a new chapter is written in this new postseason rivalry between Colonel Crawford and Margaretta. We'll take a break, come back live and free with starters, keys to victory, and tip-off live and free on the OH Report.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter, ready for you.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's
time to wrap up your OH.REPORT pregame show and get ready for tip-off here from Willard, Ohio, in the Haas. Burkhart Farm Center, your sponsor for this pregame show. And let's go ahead and give you those starting lineups. Jonathan Langdon alongside Lynn Hassett, your camera operator. Today is Justin Wilson. Starters for Margaretta. We'll start with the number 1 seed here in this district. The senior Julia Berg will start in the backcourt wearing number 2, along with Grace Paseka wearing number 3, the senior 5'7" guard, averaging 4 points a game. Cassidy Lane will be underneath wearing number 10. The junior had just 6 points in that game against Winford a couple days ago. Got in early foul trouble, however, looking to get out of that here in this game against Colonel Crawford. Elise Schaefer wears number 13, had 21 points in that Winford win. And then Kennedy Saylor rounds out the starting 5 wearing number 15. The junior 5'11" forward joins Lane underneath, averaging just under 8 points a game. And then for Colonel Crawford, Gabby Roston wears number 2. The senior 5'2" guard shot 4 of 8 from the stripe, all in the fourth quarter to try and seal the deal against New London. Mira Holt, a first-team All-N10 honoree, starts as well. The senior wears number 5. Robin Amon underneath will wear number 11. The sophomore is a second-team All-N10 honor. And then Lexi Dewey and Carly Zender. Dewey wears number 15, and Carly Zender wears number 32 to round out the starting 5 here today. Lynn, it's going to be a good one. Margaretta and Colonel Crawford, 2 staples of programs in their respective conferences. Going to be exciting to see how this works out.
And the Eagle fans have been logging the miles because their boys team having a very similar season, winning the N10, and I think only 1 loss there. And of course, you're logging the miles this time of the basketball season.
Keys to victory for Colonel Crawford, brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center. Close out on Schaefer. She has been hot from deep here ever since just the last couple of weeks here in February. She's shooting 29% from 3, but that has gone up slowly over time because she has been on a heater as playoff time has come up.
Right around 8 points a ball game, so they're going to be counting on her this afternoon for sure.
Limit turnovers as well. That's another key for them, and I think the same thing can be said about Margaretta, of course. But, of course, there's some other things that they can do. Let it fly from 3, especially from Schaefer, but if you can find some other weapons out there, that would make it even more difficult on Crawford.
Well, Margaretta averages 28 rebounds a game, so that tells you one thing. They like to crash the board, so why not put the ball up, see how many second, third chances you can get.
And we'll take it back out to the court as we're just about set to go.
Very experienced officiating crew this afternoon. Ryan Avers, Jim Priestman, and Joe Roth will be handling the whistle this afternoon.
Crawford already out there ready to go. Holt looks like she'll jump for the Lady Eagles. Here come the Lady Polar Bears. Last season, Crawford lost to Margaretta 41-26 in this very game, the district championship. Trying to change that here in this one tonight. A year removed from that tough loss to the Lady Bears. Tip was won by Crawford, but Margaretta right there. And here's a wide open look from Schaefer to start already.
Wasting no time, clocking her first three-point shot, and it's good.
They hit her in that corner, and they were able to find her, and Crawford did not see her hardly at all.
Hard to believe somebody can be that wide open, especially to start a ball game.
Good play call by Coach Neal as here's a steal. Crawford turns it over. Lane, a quick 5-0 start, and an early timeout. With just 29 seconds down in this game, Crawford calls it.
Well, you know, I'd like to look at that last play, the turnover once again. I think we picked it up just a little later than where I wanted to pick it up because I almost thought she double dribbled. She had a controlled dribble to make the steal, put both hands on it, and then dribbled again. So I don't think the referees necessarily caught that, or maybe my eyes saw it wrong. That's what I thought I saw there, a controlled dribble off the steal, 2 hands on it, and then back to dribbling again.
That might be one of the quickest timeouts we've seen this season. I'm sure you've seen more in all of your experience.
This is one of the quickest ones, only about 31 seconds into a ball game, 29 seconds into a ball game.
5-0 here from Margaretta. This is exactly how they started against Winford on Thursday. Gotta love what you're seeing out of Coach Neal's crew if you're a Margaretta fan here this afternoon.
Well, you have to say to yourself, I'm going to keep the pressure going because the Eagles are already showing signs of really struggling against this full court pressure from the Polar Bears.
Yeah, big collision there in the middle. It'll be the first foul on Margaretta. It goes on Kennedy Saylor, the junior. Down the floor, here's Dury. Junior drives to her right, picks up her dribble, looking in for Mira Holt. She'll catch it in the post. Holt steps through up above the basket, can't get it. Rebound over by Schaefer. She'll bring it up the floor for Margaretta. Catch and shoot. Grace Paseka on fire, the Margaretta Lady Polar Bears.
Well, in opposite corners coming from the three-point range.
Dury in a pickle, now in a double, throws it away. It's taken away. Margaretta Paseka lays it up, can't get it, too hard off the glass. Rebound Holt. Holt crosses the floor at the free throw line. She'll pop. Can't get that. There is our player spotlight with the offensive board. And Crawford now on the board thanks to Robin Amon.
Well, she made good use of the offensive rebound, something that the Polar Bears definitely want to limit for the Eagles. And now that's going to be a timeout taken by Margaretta. They had to take a timeout because I'm sure the count was probably nearing 7, and she wasn't even close to looking at getting it over.
Yeah, so just not even 2 minutes into this game, we've already got 2 timeouts, one each for both teams. One of them was just off of a rough start from Colonel Crawford, and this one just a situational timeout.
Well, I know that the Eagles head coach, Zach Bauer, was probably happy to see that timeout because once again he needs to calm his girls down and try and slow them down. Margaretta's getting them into a faster pace with this pressure.
Let us know where you're watching from live and free on the OH Report. Shout out to Chuck cheering on the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles. Also shout out Brian cheering on the Bears. So we've got representation from both sides early in this broadcast. Solid start if you're a Margaretta fan, but that does not help as Holt gets the scoop and score.
Nice steal right there, and that kind of gets the Eagles' feet back under them, and now they've cut that 8-0 lead down to 8-4.
Lane lost it off her knees, scooped up, however, by Margaretta, and they'll set up the offense. It's been a very fast tempo for them, but first time we're kind of seeing them in this half-court look. Schaefer thought about a 3. She's defended by Gabby Roston, one of the better defenders for Colonel Crawford. A lot of dribbling here from Schaefer. Now she's doubled, gets it off. Teammate down low, gets blocked, but a foul. That will go on Emmy Powers. That's her first.
Yep, Powers doing a nice job defensively, but kind of got her with the body and on the arm, I think, going up with that shot. So that'll send Berg to the free throw line shooting 2. She's about right around a 35% field goal shooter, but at the free throw line much better. I'm not sure what the whistle was before the free throw, but we're not counting.
Well, yeah, we're not counting it because I guess
now he's got one finger up like he is counting it.
Nonetheless, we're in the free throw zone, brought to you by North Central State College.
Well, he did count that opening free throw, so I'm not sure why the whistle.
Well, waved it off and said no basket. Still 8-4. That's the score we had before the shot. So 0 for 2, unfortunately, for Margaretta. Emmy Powers catches the freshman at a solid game on Thursday, scoring a team-high 11. That time, her pass goes through the legs of Carly Zender.
Well, the Eagles with 3 turnovers here in the opening 2.5 minutes. That's not a good sign.
Substitution will come in. Zender to the bench, and back in already Lexi Dury. They've already played now 7 players, Colonel Crawford, in the first not even 3 minutes. Good press break now in the half court. Lane holds it out top. She'll hand off. This is Kennedy Saylor. Berg now out to Schaefer. Good movement along the perimeter here with 5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Pick and roll. That ball is lobbed way too high over top for Lane, and it'll be a turnover this time for Margaretta.
Well, the Polar Bears average right around 17 turnovers a game, but they play such good defense they make up for it. That's their second here in the opening quarter.
Crawford, as you mentioned before, already to 3 turnovers. However, their turnover margin's pretty good this year at +6. Dish inside, Amon now with 4 points.
Very nice pass that time, finding her on the backside block on the low post, and they've cut that 8-0 lead down to 8-6. And now a travel is called against the Polar Bears.
Yeah, so a turnover again on Margaretta.
Substitution now for Margaretta. They're going to bring in Danny Grundon, the 5'10 senior. She's replacing Julia Berg.
Eagles have crawled their way back after a solid 5-0 run from Margaretta. It's now 8-6. Dury for 3, can't get that. Rebound by Lane, and she's fouled.
Good rebound that time by the Polar Bears on the miss. I think they were just, the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles were just a little shell-shocked coming out with that 8-0 lead. Now, after a couple of timeouts, they have their feet underneath them. They've slowly but surely chipped into that lead, and it's 8-6.
Nearly another takeaway. It looks like it might be a jump ball. And the arrow points toward Colonel Crawford.
So that really is a turnover because you had possession, lost possession.
Halfway done with this first quarter. Mira Holt will inbound for Colonel Crawford. Roston across the timeline, defended by Paseka. Gives to Dury. Dribble drive to the middle of the floor. Double. Able to get it away. Holt for 3. Hit as she shoots. Doesn't matter. She knocks it down. Crawford's got their first lead of the afternoon. Splitting a double. Polar Bears the other way. Sidestep from Grundon. She'll give back to the point guard, Saylor.
Hard to believe the momentum has shifted so dramatically after that 8-0 sprint from the starting line for Margaretta, and now it's been a 9-0 run for Colonel Crawford.
And now we got a foul on Crawford. That'll be their 4th foul of the game.
First on Mira Holt.
Correction, team 3rd. Crawford the 9-8 lead. Schaefer looking inside for Lane. Inside out 3. Paseka. That's 2 triples for her early in this game.
She's got the eye of the tiger right now. She's got 6 of the team's 11.
Dury crossover into the middle. There's a foul, and that'll be the 2nd on Margaretta.
Looks like they're getting Elise Schaefer.
Oh, nice fake on the give. Reverse. We're tied again. 6 points for our player spotlight, Robin Amon.
Nice move by Amon on the fake pass, and then she took it baseline and made a beautiful reverse layup.
Talked about this maybe being a defensive game. Both of these teams already with 11 points here in the first quarter as there's a missed 3 by Schaefer. Crawford down the floor. Sisters connect on a pass. Holt kicks it back out. Here's Mira. Thought about a three. Gets past the defender. Floater. Foul on the shot.
That's going to send her to the free throw line for a pair.
2:25 left here in the first quarter, and the Crawford Eagles can take another lead. Mira Holt, a 65% shooter at the free throw line, just had 2 points against New London on Thursday. She's the second leading scorer for this crew. Misses the first.
Well, we've had 3 free throws taken between the two teams, and not one has been made as of yet.
And misses that one as well. Nearly kept it in, but Holt could not quite, as it was tipped out by Amon. So we stayed locked at 11. Polar Bears will face some light pressure from Crawford. Dury defends Saylor. Saylor a spin move, goes to the middle. In and out move. Nearly lost it. Able to fight back, give it out to Lane. Lane kicks it to the Crawford bench. It's a turnover again.
Wow. Margaretta just out of sorts since getting off to that quick 8-0 lead. They just seem to be a little lost offensively right now. 5 turnovers in the opening 6 minutes.
Mira Holt faces up, doesn't have much, dishes to the corner. Ball will keep moving for Crawford. Dury rips through, drives left, up. A lot of contact, no call. Lane another rebound. Vaseka leads it up to Saylor, all the way to the basket, another foul.
Nice job that time by Saylor, taking it strong to the hole, and really Colonel Crawford just wasn't even ready defensively. They didn't even know the ball was coming.
Yeah, we saw Amon on that second look kind of look at the ball and thought somebody else was going to pick her up, but no, she had a pretty much open lane to the basket. And Kennedy Saylor trying to break the lock at the free throw line, and now we're a combined 0 for 5.
Yep, neither team seems to be able to find the magical way of opening the rim on a free throw.
Saylor a 68% shot at the stripe. And
there
there she
we
goes.
go.
Margaretta back in the lead, 12-11. Under 2 minutes left in quarter number 1. It has been a very entertaining first quarter as Crawford nearly threw it away. Good job by Dury to get back. Lila Plesac with some minutes. Gets it back to Dury. She'll step back off of Saylor and get the basketball back on the right wing. Holt looking to get open. She'll find it just outside the paint. Step through, gets it up and in.
Nice move that time by Mira Holt.
Yeah, there's your second look thanks to Spherion Mid-Ohio. It's been a quicker tempo game than we thought it would be. Haven't been able to show too many replays, but there's one for you. Crawford up 13-12.
Final minute.
Now, Margaretta in the game against Winford, they took a couple of minute-long possessions, but that was when they had the lead. They're still playing down. They've got to kind of play different than they did on Thursday. There's a solid shot inside.
Nice move by Lily Alberti, making it a 14-13 lead.
That's actually Danny Grundon because it's Margaretta's side.
I looked at the wrong score there, didn't I?
Got a foul here. We'll have 2 subs, 1 from each team, enter the contest.
Yes, that last bucket by Grundon. Beautiful little turnaround jumper and just perfectly tickling the twine for her first 2 points.
Grundon had 6 points. They were all inside, just like you saw in that last possession on Thursday against Winford. 30 seconds left. Crawford taking a page out of Margaretta's book. They're going to slow this down and potentially take the last shot unless they get anything point blank inside.
Polar Bears in a 2-3 or a 2-1-2 zone defense, so this may alert the Eagles that we're going to have to cash in from outside here to end the quarter.
10 seconds left in the first. Crawford down 1 to Margaretta, the 1 seed in this district. Lob inside, shot blocked from behind, tipped out of bounds with 1.4. Trying to save it in. Amon was the last to touch it.
Amon got a good look, but didn't realize that the defender was right behind her, and she was able to get her hand up and block that shot.
Won't have a shot from Margaretta. That'll do it for the first. 14-13, Crawford down 1. We'll take a break and have your second quarterback live and free on the OH Report.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter? Ready for you.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think.
And we're back live and free on the OH Report. Jonathan Langdon alongside Lynn Passett. Let's go ahead and show you all of those baskets from the first quarter in a much more offensive quarter than we expected. It's 14-13, Margaretta with the lead.
Yeah, we talked about the defensive prowess of both teams coming into this ball game, but really I think the pace was really good back and forth, and both teams were able to hit some open shots, and both teams were able to get to the free throw line, but not much happening at the free throw line for either team. Margaretta was 1 for 4, Crawford 0 for 2 at the stripe.
Schaefer got out of a pickle here to start the second. Paseka's been hot. She can't get that one. Made 2 threes in the first quarter. That's her first miss.
Good, strong defensive rebound by Eamon that time of Colonel Crawford.
Staying in that 2-3 zone here, Lynn. Carly Zender hit 3 triples in the game against New London. She's open right now. They just can't find her. Dury goes into Holt instead. Hook shot. That one is through.
Nice shot that time from Mira Holt.
She's finding her shot. Yeah, she's finding her shot much better than she did on Thursday.
Eamon kind of got that last opportunity going with a nice pass off, and Colonel Crawford found the center of that zone defense to their liking.
Julia Berg haven't said her name much here in this quarter, or in this game. She has it top of the key. She'll step into a 3 and change that. First score for Julia Berg. 2-point lead for Margaretta.
Polar Bears with 3, and make that 4 3-pointers here in the opening half, so they're really making it count from behind the 3-point arc.
Gabby Roston eyeing up this zone. Cross-court pass. Dury. Cut off well by Berg. There's another cross-court pass. Read like a book. Grundon the steal. Other way, finds Schaefer inside. Can't bank it in. And the ball being fought for. Grundon has it, but a jump ball. It was still tied up.
Some wild and furious action going on here from these two teams.
And a correction in the score. That was a long 2 from Julia Berg, so it's 16-15. Just able to get it over the half-court line. Crawford will set it up. Roston holds it way out top. Looks like Margaretta is going to stay in this 2-3 zone for some time. Really test them from outside. Dury misses everything with that 3. Gets the steal, however, as Margaretta spills it again. She'll get inside. Bank it home. Good response from Dury after the missed triple.
Nice job of getting and creating the turnover and then turning it into 2 points.
Crawford back in the lead, 17-16. How about this back and forth action so far in this one?
Well, we said on the onset, a lot of times you expect a defensive struggle and it turns into an offensive shootout, and we don't really have a complete shootout, but both teams really are finding some open shots.
Schaefer, outside of just the 1-3 she got at the very beginning of the game, has been locked up here so far by Gabby Roston. Give her credit. Cassidy Lane holds on to it. Schaefer, defended by Eamon, cut off from the baseline, has to lob it back to Lane. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
I like the energy and the focus being applied by Lexi Dury out front. She's really playing good, strong defense, and then on the offensive end, if she has an opening, she's going to take it.
That is yet another Margaretta turnover.
That's their 7th here in the first half already. As I said, they averaged 17, so they're kind of on their way toward hitting that.
Crawford has not had a 2-possession lead yet in this game. A 3 would accomplish that here. Here's Carly Zender eyeing up the zone. Roston inside, Holt banks it in.
Nice pass that time and a nice finish.
Mira Holt with 11 early points in this first half. It has been the Holt and Amon show as that 3 banks off, no good. Berg the offensive rebound, Lane will try it. That one off the back iron and Amon comes in for the board. Holt down the floor with 11 points, in and out move, she'll drive in, dish, Amon wide open underneath. It's a 2-possession game for the first time in the advantage of Colonel Crawford.
Nice passing game that time, finding Amon wide open on the low post. Have to wonder if this is maybe going to bring Margaretta out of that zone defense, and that should be a foul against Margaretta, diving into Mira Holt.
Yeah, ball got tapped out. You're going to see it here, and both players got stuck between the official, and Holt had the better angle at the loose ball, and she's able to draw that foul. So it's 21-16, a chance to build here on this advantage you've established for yourself if you're Crawford. Real quick, shout out to Amy, Tracy, and Michelle, all cheering on Colonel Crawford here today on our Facebook chat. Three and a half minutes left here in quarter number 2. Holt, up fake, drive, shot from inside the paint, in and out. That's about as close as you can get to it going down.
Good looking shot, just wouldn't fall. And now at the other end, the Polar Bears, Claire Smith, I believe that was, with a spinning move inside. Take that back.
It's Lane. Yep,
it's Lane. Cassidy Lane with a nice spin move. She's a good-looking junior, 6 foot tall, so she's got a nice body frame, and she used it to her advantage right there.
Yeah, averaging 11 points a game coming into this contest. Just about 9 rebounds. So probably getting a double-double out of her in pretty much half of the games they've played as she makes the first free throw. We started cold from the line, 0 for 5, I believe, and now we're what, 3 for 3?
They were 1 for 4 in that first quarter. Now they're 1 for 1 here in the second quarter.
So it'd be 2 for 2. And it was technically 5, but it was a shot that didn't count. Long rebound off of the second miss, and here is
that's
move
a double
inside.
dribble.
Yep, Balak lost it as she took the bump from Crawford.
Well, one thing that's starting to stick out, rebounds are 9 to 5 in favor of Margaretta, and out of their 9, 3 are offensive, while Colonel Crawford has only 1 offensive rebound. So they're starting to hit the glass, and especially on their offensive end, because they have 3 of their last 5 rebounds have been offensive.
Drury fakes the pass. She'll now go to the lane inside. That shot no good. Tips back out. Second effort, no. And the rebound by Berg. She finds Lane.
That there was the second offensive rebound for the Eagles, but they weren't able to cash in.
Cassidy Lane out top being pestered by Robin
Should be
Amon.
a 5-second count, I would think. Yeah, there it is. I think he was probably being generous and let her get to about 6.5 before he blew the whistle. She was out there a long time before she finally got her head and shoulders past her.
If you just had your eyes on the official, it looked like he even started the count a little late and then kind of sped up the process a little bit. There was some fast counts for sure. Holt's open again. They opt not to give it to her. Dewey instead from the left wing. No good. Long rebound goes out to Margaretta. Schaefer to 3-on-2. To the corner. Long 2. And no, it'll be a drive instead, and we got a foul on the floor.
Well, Paseka wanted to make a move inside the key, but she got bumped before she was able to get a shot up.
That foul will go on Dury. That's her first. That's a 5-second call.
Boy, the turnovers are really mounting now for the Polar Bears. That is 10 here in the first half, and we still have 2 minutes to go in the first.
If you're just joining us, Crawford, they found themselves down early in this game, but here they are in a 21-17 lead, and it's all thanks to Mira Holt with 11 of those 21. Also 6 points inside, actually 8 points inside from number 11, Robin Amon. Mira Holt finds Amon. Fading shot, it's in.
There we saw the Polar Bears try to do more of a matchup zone instead of a straight-up zone. It wasn't man-to-man, but they were trying to more or less match up the moment the ball went to Amon, but she beat him off to the shot.
The lead is 6 for Crawford in a stellar second quarter. Forced shot by Schaefer, misses, gets her own rebound, and is able to get the putback.
Another offensive rebound, and those are starting to pile up a little bit for Margaretta. They have 12 rebounds, and 4 of those are offensive.
Schaefer had 5 points in the first half against Winford, has the same number here, as that shot is simply just taken away by Cassidy Lane, ripped it right out of her hands.
Eagles have done a good job of not turning the ball over since early in the first quarter, where they did have some struggles. And we're inside of a minute already left in the first half.
Certainly been a fast-paced game here so far. Not what we expected in the slightest coming into this afternoon. Missed by Lane, and Baylock is blocked by a crowd of Eagles.
Another offensive rebound, though, for Margaretta, so they are definitely starting to apply the pressure on their offensive glass.
Under 30 seconds left.
And now they're in a straight man-to-man.
And Coach Bauer has called him off. It's going to be a 4-low with the final 20 seconds of this quarter. Crawford wants the last shot. Holt and Amon have 21 of the 23 points for Crawford in this half. Only players on the floor that have scored. Drive, floater up. The other Holt sister misses that. And with a little bit of time left on the clock, they got a solid look with Schaefer, but it misses to the right, and that will end the half. Crawford, fans on their feet, 23-19. We'll take a break, have your halftime numbers back live and free on the OH Report.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter, ready for you.
on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire out the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here, blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know.
Want to take a second to thank you for joining us live and free on the OH Report, and also a bigger thank you to our sponsors bringing you this live and free coverage here this afternoon. Thanks to First Federal Community Bank, banking locally just got a little easier. Thanks also to Burkhart Farm Center. They'll supply your halftime show here in a moment. Farmers serving farmers. Avita Home Health and Hospice, thanks to them providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Thanks to Spherion Mid-Ohio, let's get to work. Also thanks to North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. And then finally, thanks to Graham Ford as well. All 2024 models must go. Financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 off on select models only at Graham Ford. We'll take one final quick break and we'll come back with your numbers here in this halftime show. It has been a good one between Crawford and Margaretta. Stay tuned on the OH Report.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter? Ready for you.
And we're back for your OH.REPORT halftime show, brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center. Jonathan Langdon, Lynn Passett here today, and Crawford, they've broken out here into a solid second quarter run to give them a 23-19 lead. And in that second quarter that they won 10-5, Crawford really locked down Margaretta, forced some turnovers.
They did, and it was a shame that they fell down 8-0 to start this ball game, because they have really come to life since that deficit. A couple of timeouts, one from each team, and early in that first quarter kind of helped get Crawford's feet underneath them. And since that time, they have really outplayed Margaretta, as you said, outscoring the Polar Bears 10-5 in that second quarter. So they now have, I think, kind of command of this ball game. They're kind of doing more of what they want, and they're winning the turnover battle, which is huge.
And then a big thing for Crawford is they're usually winning the rebound battle as well. Their +2 rebound margin. They're down -8 here in this half, even though they do have the lead in this game against Margaretta. That rebounding may be a little bit of a concern moving forward.
Yeah, Margaretta is starting to hit the boards. They had 14 rebounds compared to just 6 for Colonel Crawford in that first half. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those were offensive, and those were more or less the last 5.5 minutes of the first half. They really started to come alive on the offensive glass. So that, I think, is where Colonel Crawford needs to make an adjustment, do a better job on their defensive rebounding. Polar Bears need to adjust on turnovers. They had 10 in that opening quarter, way too many. When you're a good, solid 19-5 team like they are, you shouldn't be throwing the ball away, and a lot of those were just passes that were just not even close to being on target.
Last 5 buckets in that first half. This is a 8-2 run that Crawford went on as we went into the halftime break. As you see Holt getting inside, she's got 11 points here in this game, and then she dishes to her teammate who's got 10 of her own, Robin Amon, and she was able to get herself going later on in that second quarter.
Yeah, Amon really started to come alive there in that second quarter. She finished with 10 to lead all scorers in the first half.
So here we go with the third quarter. What is Margaretta's response going to be?
Polar Bears kind of got away from the three-point shooting, which they hit 3 in that first quarter and never hit another one since. I think they need to just be a little patient and find some wide-open threes. Man-to-man employed now by the Eagles, as they've been in that all game long.
Julia Berg has been open from 3. She took a long 2, and now got an elbow.
Yep.
That's defending there is Amon. She picks up the foul.
Yep, she had her elbow right in the small of the back of her defender the entire time down on the low post, and just can't do that. You can't displace the person you're guarding, and she was moving her.
Rest of the Lady Polar Bears fans making their way back into the venue as Holt forces another turnover on Margaretta. Zips a pass to Dury. And a handoff to Roston, who will set up the offense. Wants to dish off to Dury. Good denial by Paseka. Forces them to catch it further back. Lobs it in. Holt, she's really had her way on this elbow. Now she'll get doubled and forced to kick it back out. Whenever she's caught it on that elbow, that's where she's seen most of her success. And then also on these dribble drives.
And now man-to-man being applied by Margaretta. They played most of that first half in a zone, and a nice job that time by Amon of finding a seam, and she's now got 12.
Takes the game lead with that number in scoring. Much slower tempo than we saw, as there's a foul in the reach over by Amon. That's going to be her second.
Yep, suddenly she's trying to pick things up on the defensive side, and she's been whistled for a couple here immediately in the third quarter.
Lynn, you think that's a message that some of the players get during halftime, where coach notices they don't have any fouls and tells them to be a little bit more aggressive?
You got 5 to use. You may as well start getting a little more into it on the defensive end, and I'd say that probably was part of the game plan. Let's just get more aggressive. No one is in foul trouble, so let's just push it.
It is a 2 early team fouls here in the quarter. Don't want to get them to 5 too soon with 2 minutes gone here in the third.
Although the Polar Bears didn't do real well, 2 out of 6 at the free throw line in that first half, but another turnover, their 12th of the ball game.
Yeah, Kennedy Saylor just lost it on her way to the basket. Eagles up 6 again. It's been their biggest lead today.
Hard to believe they were down 8-0 to start this ball game.
Yes. If you do the math, that is a 25-11 run since that point. Not too shabby from the Eagles here in Willard. Talked about it in our opener. One of the better venues in the playoffs The Haas always brings the energy, and both of these fan bases have as well. It is full down in there in the lower levels as Duray misses, but an offensive board gets another score for Robin Amon, who's got 14 now.
Offensive rebounds, they are important, and right there Amon shows us why. She's got 14 points now.
Margaretta in a pickle. They have not been down by this much, very much this year. They've played some solid opponents, hence their 5 losses and still keeping the 1 seed, but in games like this is not familiar territory. That ball poked out of bounds by Holt, who anticipated the pass to the corner.
And we didn't really talk about the competition that these two teams play, but the SBC division that they are in, I think, is probably a bit stronger than the Northern 10, but still, Colonel Crawford with a great team. They can play with anybody. And
it's interesting also because the only Division 6 opponent that Margaretta played in the regular season in non-conference was New London. Everyone else, they played much higher divisions, I should say, as there's a shot by Elise Schaefer to bring the deficit back to 6.
Nice move that time with the running bank shot, and she's got 7 of her own.
But they're playing top teams. Bellevue, they played them twice this year. They played Norwalk as well, who's 22-2, playing for a district title against Ashland coming up. Nice drive inside by Dury. Gets it back to the longest lead of the day, 7.
I'll tell you what, Lexi Dury has really had a nice ball game.
Lead's actually 8.
I like her intensity on the defensive end of the floor, and here she picks up another foul.
That'll be her second. And both her and Amon, who picked up 2 fouls, are going to go to the bench. So going to have to see some depth come out for Crawford to keep this lead inside.
This might be a good time for Margaretta to try and flex their muscle and force their way as Claire Smith gets a quick inside 2. When you've got Duray and Ehrman both off the floor, this is your time to try and make hay.
Drive inside, taken away. Saylor Holt turns it over. Down the floor, Saylor holds up.
Just over the halfway point of the third quarter, that was the first turnover against the Lady Eagles.
Screen drive to the left. Schaefer with a hand in her face by Saylor Holt. Forced to give it back up. Kaseka, 2 threes in the first half, has not seen much go since. In fact, both of those threes came in the first quarter.
I'm surprised she didn't launch that last time right there as Berg was open for the 3, but decided to pass on it.
Kaseka dishes, Slane, big contact, and Holt will get picked up with the foul. That'll be her second.
Yep, that was a nice drive by Cassidy Lane. She's kind of decided, you know what, it's time for me, with Amon out of the ball game, to start trying to will myself down low and try and get some easy buckets.
Yeah, because now it's going to be Holt defending her for the rest of this quarter, at least as long as Amon is out. So that's a person that you'd like to attack, get both of their star scorers in foul trouble. 3:11 and counting as Saylor drives, dishes, lob inside, caught by Grundon. Good defense underneath by the much shorter Zender. Lane goes right to the basket, counted in the foul.
Beautiful move that time by Cassidy Lane. As I said, I think she wants to try and force the issue right now with 2 starters on the bench for Colonel Crawford resting, and they're counting the bucket and giving her the free throw.
Not a very long trip to the bench for Amon. They need her out there, and she will be back in to defend Lane, who's shooting here for a chance at the 3-point play.
And 3 fouls now against Emmy Powers and 3 fouls against Mira Holt. So there are our first 2 players to be in foul trouble.
Free throw zone brought to you by North Central State College, and we got a timeout after the made one to convert the 3-point play, and we're back to a 1-possession game, Lynn.
Well, and Margaretta has gotten to the line 7 times while Colonel Crawford has gotten there twice. So they're kind of starting to will themselves down low, especially as we said with Amon and Duray out of the ball game, but Amon came back in as their coach Zach Bauer realized I can't have her out of the ball game because this is going to be a massacre.
So we see Crawford take the timeout with Coach Zach Bauer. We're looking at Margaretta's bench right now on your screen, and Lynn, we made this joke on Thursday. It feels like an NBA staff down there with all of those coaches.
It does. I've not seen too many high schools that have a long list of coaches like this, but they're all getting that way anymore. When you look, there's 2-3 assistant coaches being listed. Some of them are just volunteering their time.
Yeah.
I think schools usually only pay for a head coach and the JV coach and maybe one assistant coach that kind of works both ways. After that, they're usually volunteers.
But it just shows you and really displays the buy-in from the Margaretta community in Castalia that they've had for this girls basketball program as they stand to their feet here in Willard.
Well, head coach Ray Neal did some talking, I'm sure, during that timeout to his girls, saying, hey, we've got this where we want it. We've cut this deficit down to just 3. If we can create another turnover or get another rebound, we can come back down and really put some pressure on them. And now they got the turnover.
Schaefer couldn't hold it in, and Dury is thrown to the deck. There's a foul.
Well, the foul's going to go against Grace Paseka. Each team with a turnover in that fracas that was going on there, and Paseka,
I like the vocabulary there.
the senior, got herself tangled up.
So fortunate there for Crawford that Schaefer could not collect the basketball. That would have made it a 1-point game because she was gone, open to the basket.
She was on her way.
Across the timeline, Gabby Roston. Get your popcorn ready. We're going to have a solid finish here today. It's 29-26, and there's another spill by Colonel Crawford. It is a 5-on-4. Holt way behind the play. It leaves an open Paseka. We are tied.
That's her third 3 of this ball game. That one huge coming off the turnover, and we're tied at 29 just at the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Everybody on their feet for Margaretta. Polar Bears have crawled all the way back from 8 points down.
Winning this quarter 10-6.
Crossover move. Roston into a double.
Travel.
Ooh,
they're going to call foul. I thought she shuffled her feet before the bump.
You're going to get the second look here thanks to Spherion Mid-Ohio. Roston hasn't done too many dribble drives.
It was kind of almost simultaneous. I guess the official decided. I think the bump caused her to shuffle her feet.
The foul on Grundon, that's her second. That now has 3 players on the floor right now for Margaretta with 2 violations. Emmy Powers had a big game against Winford, has not gotten much going here today. She is scoreless with 3 fouls. Gives it back out to Roston. Not a lot of movement off the ball right now for Crawford as they drain some more time off this clock. Here's Emmy Powers into a double, out to Roston, won't take the 3.
Crawford only 1 3-pointer on the day.
Hop step from Powers, and it's a travel.
No, a 3-second call. He called 3 seconds.
Yeah, look underneath at number 11.
Yep, Eamon was guilty that time of not getting out of the key. And when's the last time we saw the Polar Bears with the lead? They have a chance.
Travel on Margaretta. And the Polar Bear fans rise up and ask, where's the foul on the bump potentially by Emmy Powers from behind?
Yep, they're thinking, well, you just bailed us out with Grundon getting tacked with a foul to save them from a travel. Now where's the foul here?
Into the backcourt. Ball is caught by Roston. A minute left here in the third. Head tap, that'll be the play call here from Roston. Good switch by Grundon, now defending the guard. Another screen. Even bigger defender switches on to Roston. Dribble by Plesac through 2. Outside, Powers swings, still no look. Good perimeter defense here in the last couple possessions by Margaretta. It's helped them tie this game.
I'll tell you what, they're doing a great job defensively of switching on all the screens that are being sent, and sometimes they're coming out and even trying to double team. But now they're going to lay back and say, you want the last shot, we'll give it to you. The last thing we want is another foul.
Only 2 scorers right now on the floor for Crawford. 14 points from Robin Amon inside, and then just 2 for Lexi Dury, who sits in the corner right now on the near side. 20 seconds left. Crawford's going to take the last shot. Roston, a couple dribble moves, crosses over to the left, steps it back. 10 seconds now. Defending Lane. Emmy Powers, she'll go to work with 5 to go. Crossover, loses her dribble, double comes, throws it up at the horn. And we'll get another look from Margaretta. And it will be short. That will do it for the third. But Margaretta, they got the job done. It's tied. And now we've got money time on the way. 29's on the board on the OH Report.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fourth quarter action on the way on the OH Report. Jonathan Langdon, Lynn Passett, your camera operator today is Justin Wilson. 29's on the board as Crawford will have the first possession of the fourth frame.
Well, Margaretta got outscored 10-5 in the second quarter. They turned around and outscored the Eagles 10-6 in the third quarter to create this 29-29 tie.
It has been about as even as it can get here tonight, this afternoon. DeRay.
She went silent that third quarter. She had a really good first half.
Big collision underneath, and we got a foul. Far side official called it, and this will go on 13. That's Elise Schaefer.
And that's her third. So now she is the first to be in foul trouble for Margaretta with 3. We have 2 players for Colonel Crawford with 3, Powers and Holt.
Ball goes off of the foot of Holt, able to come up on the basketball, and now a jump ball as diving in there to help Margaretta was Danny Grundon. Arrow points still here with Crawford.
Nope, it's coming back this direction. Yeah. That's going to count as a turnover.
My mistake. It's Margaretta basketball.
And I was talking during that third quarter break. Both teams had more turnovers than rebounds in that quarter.
Saylor defended by DeRay. To the corner, Schaefer, and back with Saylor. No scores yet here in the fourth. We stay knotted at 29. As the on-ball pressure ramps up from Colonel Crawford, and as a result,
Lexi DeRay, her third, and that's an excellent call by the official. She pushed her way through the screen right at the top of the key right there.
Her third, and that's tough if you're Colonel Crawford because she's been one of your better defenders today. Grundon dishes to Lane, goes right up on Amon, and she takes the lead.
Nice move by Lane that time. She's got 8, and suddenly, for the first time in what feels like forever, Margaretta has a 2-point lead at 31-29.
Got to find some offense if you're Crawford. You've only had it really from 2 scorers. 14 points for Amon, 11 points for Mira Holt. And here's another takeaway by the Polar Bears.
Colonel Crawford did an excellent job for most of the third quarter of not turning it over until the last half, and now they seem to be doing a lot of it.
Schaefer off to the right. Rebound by Colonel Crawford. That would have blown up this gym. Holt stops, pops, gets back to what was working in the first half to tie it back up at 31.
That's her first field goal the second half. She's now got 10.
She wasn't in for the end of the third quarter. So finally back out on the floor. She's got 3 fouls, so that was likely the reason. Saylor back to Schaefer. They'll go back and forth. Zips across court pass. This will be a long 2. No, it's a 3.
Paseka with her 4th three-pointer. That's all she has. his three-pointers on the afternoon. She is now our leading scorer for Margaretta with 12.
Great shot for the Polar Bears as they force another timeout out of Colonel Crawford.
Well, I spoke about halfway through the third quarter. I said, boy, I'm really surprised that Margaretta hasn't gone back to looking for the three. They opened up the ball game, cashing in on 3 threes immediately to help them get out to that quick lead. And they just kind of quit taking the threes. They were hesitant. They missed a couple, and then they just kind of stopped taking them. And I mentioned that I thought they really needed to start looking more for the three-point shot, and now they've hit a couple of them in the last 6 minutes here.
Timeout was actually called by Coach Neal for Margaretta. And just a 30-second timeout. Give another pep talk to the crew. Tell them to keep going.
They're on a 5-2 run.
This lead is not big enough for Coach Neal. Chance from the Margaretta side as Crawford looks to find some more offense. They got a bucket from Holt, but that's it here in the fourth. DeRay dribbles towards the top, stops at the elbow and finds Mira. Spinning off of Lane, rises up over the top, no good. Battle for the rebound, won by the Polar Bears. Reaching in and a foul. That'll be the third on Robin Amon.
Not the person you wanted to be getting a foul that far away from the basketball. You kind of got to use some smarts and say, I can't get to it. I need to just let it go and turn my back and sprint the other direction and play defense.
34-31, and team with the lead is going to have a chance to extend it here. Margaretta, in and out move from Saylor. A double team comes. It goes off of the foot of Crawford. Yep, it went last off of the right foot of Amon.
Yep, good call by the official right there.
You'll get a second look at this. Yep, saw just a slight kick. Lady Bears back in possession.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see that. I was going to say right there, going inside to Saylor. She's got Amon on her and try and get her that fourth foul.
Saylor caught with a trap. Lane now has it. Open, Paseka, good closeout. The ball will keep moving. Lane drives, kicks. Schaefer, big shot for Margaretta. It's a 6-point lead.
She's now got 10. And that is their 6th three-pointer, 18 of their 37 points coming on three-pointers.
This ball went out of bounds. Official called it last off of Margaretta. There's your look. Maybe poked out by the reaching Paseka. Emmy Powers still scoreless in this one. Goes back to Roston, who had to pick up her dribble. Holt, hop step, fadeaway jumper, gets the bounce off the front iron.
Mira Holt now with 12. The scoreboard shows her with 15, but when I do my math on my scorebook, I'm dead on, I think. So I'm not sure. There was a little confusion in the first half, and it still seems to be there.
Julia Berg, defended by Powers, gives it up. Lane faces up to the basket. She'll go back to the three-point line and give away. We've got another long possession coming for Margaretta.
I think I'd be planning Lane down low and trying to work against Amon.
And we got a foul. Saylor hit the deck. And we got a whistle, and that time it'll be the fourth foul on Lexi DeRay.
DeRay is definitely one you don't want to miss. She really adds a lot of defensive intensity and has the ability to score off the dribble. There's Saylor against Amon.
Lane spin move.
That's
Shot
where
no
I
good.
said I felt they needed to go. They did not get Amon. They got her counterpart on the opposite side, Lily Alberti, the 5'7" sophomore. Well, looks like they actually gave it to Emmy Powers, and that's her fourth.
Cassidy Lane at the strike. That one in. 38-33 in the free throw zone, brought to you by North Central State College. Second shot from Cassidy is a swish. Lead is back to 6, 3.5 minutes left. Crawford not out of this by any means.
Cassidy Lane with 10. Schaefer with 10 for Margaretta.
DeRay, a big shot, you need it. That one no good, and Lane and a good rebound. She falls to the ground and a travel. And you see her fall here on the last edge of this replay. Fell on her own power as Eamon kind of just backed away.
Margaretta's done a much better job with the turnovers. They had 10 in the first half. They now have 15 total, so they've done a much better job here in the second half.
Good break for Colonel Crawford to have that turnover from Margaretta to get another look.
This game slowly starting to get away from the Lady Eagles after they controlled much of it.
Far side corner. Trying to find Holt inside. She's been shut off well here, especially in this second half by Margaretta. Here's a drive from Roston. Got a poke on the side. Send her to the ground. That'll be a foul. Schaefer picked up the foul. That's her third. Team second here in the quarter. So Crawford nowhere near the bonus quite yet.
Eamon's been held in check with only a couple of points here in the second half. She had 10 at halftime. She has 14 now, so they've really done a good job of keeping her in check.
There's another foul as Powers try to put in a power step, and that'll now be a third team foul on Margaretta. 2 in this possession alone.
And that's the third personal against Kennedy Saylor.
Trying to find Roston. She has not been able to get open. They go to the second option with Powers. One-on-one with Schaefer. Spins, freshman, able to keep it alive. DeRay is open inside, missed the layup. Rebound Crawford, fading bank shot, also no. And on the ground, Schaefer with the rebound and a foul.
Nope, they got a timeout, Margaretta.
So it is a timeout, but well done by Elise Schaefer to catch it on the ground. And good heads up play by the coach, Ray Neal, to call that timeout.
Yep, each team now with 3 timeouts left for the ball game, 2:26 left to play. And very slowly, and it almost happened magically, the Polar Bears have extended their lead to 6 after trailing for much of this ball game. After sprinting out to an 8-0 lead, they saw Colonel Crawford come roaring back and outscore them 10-5 in the second quarter. The Eagles took a 4-point lead into halftime. That lead was then tied at the end of the third at 29-29. And the Eagles with only 4 points here in the fourth quarter. They've been outscored 10-4 here in the fourth quarter.
We were quick to call how many timeouts are left. They just updated the scoreboard. 2 left for Margaretta, 3 left for Crawford. And we started that possession from the Eagles before they gave it away back to Margaretta with 3.5 minutes left. So that was a minute gone on the clock, and the score doesn't change.
Well, it's a 6-point lead, and 5 of those points have come at the free throw line for Margaretta, where they have gone to the line a grand total of 10 times. The Eagles have gotten there only 2 times all night, so that's a big, big statistic right there.
Press break by Saylor, steps away from what could have been a turnover. Here's Elise Schaefer. Schaefer with 10 points on the day, goes back to Saylor, also with 10. Takeaway, Emmy Powers, the freshman, down the floor, tried to draw contact. She'll still make the bucket and get him closer. It's a 4-point game.
First 2 points for Emmy Powers this afternoon.
And full court press continuing to be applied by Colonel Crawford as there's a tight situation in the corner that Passaic is able to get away from. Saylor tightly defended by DeRay. Double comes. Ball was almost out.
DeRay with 4 fouls, remember, so she's got to kind of watch herself defensively.
Saylor was not expecting the pass. Good reflexes to catch. Kennedy drives, kicks, Lane, back outside. 1.5 minutes left, and this is what the Polar Bears are the best at, draining clock in the late stages.
I'm surprised the Eagles haven't fouled. Now they're going to have to, and that's going to be it for Lexi DeRay. She's going to foul out. 4 points to her credit this afternoon.
But her stamp on this game is much more than those 4 points. She did such a good job defensively, forced a couple of turnovers, especially in the second quarter, to get them out to their lead.
Yeah, I really liked her defensive intensity in that first half and much of the third quarter.
First shot, no good, off the back iron for Kennedy Saylor.
They have attempted at least one free throw every quarter. The Eagles have not gotten to the free throw line since the first quarter when they went 0 for 2.
Margaretta misses both. Lane, however, runs and gets it and finds a Lady Bear. Cross-court pass nearly taken away. Powers nearly got there too. Good moves. Inside, extra pass from behind, counted in, the foul for Lane.
Cassidy Lane with a strong offensive. I didn't think she was even going to get the shot off. She was whacked so hard, but yet she was able to finish and complete the shot. And she's now got 12 points.
Ties for the team high here in this contest. Knocks it down. 42-35. Minute to go. 2-3 zone applied yet again by Margaretta as they try to hold off the Lady Eagles from a potential late comeback as the Polar Bears are up 7. Powers misses the 3. Holt the rebound. And she is, see what the whistle is. It is going to be a foul. So she was shoved out of bounds in the eyes of the officials, and that'll be the 4th foul on Margaretta.
That foul went against Elise Schaefer. That's her 4th, team's 4th. So the next foul will put Colonel Crawford at the free throw line. The Eagles can't waste much time offensively here. They've been dribbling and passing around the perimeter. They've just got to get shots up now. You're down by 7.
Wide open. There's a good bucket for Colonel Crawford to get some of it back. Gabby Roston found herself wide open under the basket. Ball tipped. Fight for the ball. Lane dives on it. And now a timeout from Crawford. It is granted to Colonel Crawford. Nice dive into the play. We're going to get a second look at this. It was Roston.
I'm not sure how you can say that anybody had possession to even call a timeout there. It looked to me like we had a jump ball pretty much from the start, but that official thinks he saw something that I can't see from here in this camera angle, but
I'll give you a second look. I think with my eyes, I saw Lane have it, but then she spilled it when she went to the ground, and Roston was able to rip it away, and then the ball ultimately found Amon somehow at the end. But officials are both there and granted the timeout to Colonel Crawford. They'll now have 2 left. So both teams with 2 timeouts to go with 34 seconds left, and we got a 5-point game.
Well, that'll go down officially as a turnover against Margaretta, their 16th of this ball game, only their 6th of the second half. And as we mentioned, free throws have been the real story of this ball game, as Colonel Crawford just hasn't gotten to the charity stripe to make any headway. And Margaretta, that's where they've slowly kind of pulled away.
68 minutes since we started this game. And around this time in the game, Margaretta started on a 5-0 run, and that start to this game has been the difference here at this point in time, with Margaretta up 42-37.
And they have outscored the Eagles 8-0 at the foul line. That's the difference of the ball game.
Holt for 3, off, rebound, Powers underneath, fouled from behind. Can't make the basket, but she will have 2 free throws, and the 72% shot at the line is going to the charity stripe.
Big offensive rebound that time for the Lady Eagles. And now they finally get to go to the free throw line for the first time since in the early moments of the first quarter.
First one in. She can make the second one into be a 1-possession game, and Crawford will have to play the foul game or maybe try and force a turnover before they cross the half-court line. They'll do the latter, down the floor. Grundon holds on to it, and she is fouled.
Foul's going to go against Holt. That'll be her 4th.
And if you're Crawford, you'll take that. She is a 59% free throw shooter.
Well, they have to foul. There's no doubt about it with only 19 seconds left in the ball game and you're down 4. Now you got to hope that you get 2 misses. And if you're Margaretta, you want 2 makes.
Clutch shot out of Danny Grundon. And we'll have another timeout, this time from Coach Ray Neal. So Grundon, I mentioned it, 59% free throw shooter, makes the first. That's huge for her confidence. And we're no longer in an age where we have 1-and-1s.
Yeah, I kind of miss those days. I almost wish the second and fourth quarters they would go back to the 1-and-1, do something to bring back the 1-and-1. I know they're trying to speed up the ball game and make it go faster, and they're trying to eliminate as much contact in the key. That was supposedly one of the reasons they went to 2-shot fouls, because they felt like there was too much contact on those first free throws of the 1-and-1. But I just missed the pressure of that 1-and-1 not being there. And I know I was watching on the OH report last night the Ottawa-Glandorf-Shelby game, and we commentated about that as well in that ball game, about how that just isn't there, that pressure of a 1-and-1.
Wouldn't have changed anything here because the first shot was made by Grundon. She has 3 points as she steps back to the line after this timeout. 1 timeout left for Margaretta, 2 left for Crawford. We'll likely see one called by the Eagles if this shot is made. No. Holt fell to the deck hard. She is in some pain, but she's got to get down the floor. 43-38. Drive in by Roston. Kick out for 3. Zender. No good. Rebound inside, and a fading shot is in. So you still get a basket, but so much time went off the clock for Crawford with 5.6 in a 3-point game. You're again kind of preying on Margaretta to miss some free throws.
Yep, second this ball gets inbounded, you're going to have to foul. Whoever catches this inbounds pass, you're going to have to foul. I would imagine Colonel Crawford will come out with a tight man-to-man, try to get a 5-second call or a quick turnover, and then you've just got to try and launch a 3 if you're able to do that. Otherwise, if you foul, you're going to have to hope that Margaretta misses both free throws, and then you've somehow got to launch a 3. So a 3 somewhere is going to have to happen here.
You've been treated to a beauty of a game here this afternoon in Willard. Haas never disappoints. I tried to warn you in the scene setter. 43-40. Margaretta with the advantage. It would be their 4th straight win against Colonel Crawford if they can close this out. It would be their 18th straight win against the Northern 10 Conference. So Margaretta, they've had their way in every single district they've been, especially in these last 10 years.
Well, and the competition is only going to step up from here no matter who you meet in the regionals. You're definitely going to find some stiff competition. Both teams have the ability to move on and continue to win, but only one is going to advance today.
It'll be a baseline inbound as Schaefer has it.
Here's that tight man-to-man.
We'll do a little trickery here. Lane will now inbound, and now it's in to Paseka, who will shoot the free throws.
Sailor Holt, the freshman, will be whistled for that foul.
Not a bad choice here to shoot some free throws. Paseka, 12 points in this one, so she's had the hot hand, but it's been from 3. Can she step in and take one at the line?
Well, it was interesting on the inbounds there that they did throw a pass out of bounds, which you're allowed to do following a made field goal, which we had a timeout, but that doesn't stop the ability to do that.
Knocks down the first, and with 5.1 to go, could that be it? Crawford, it would take some doing. They've only got 1 timeout left.
Big free throw that time for Grace Paseka. And that's the first points she has scored all afternoon that haven't come on a 3-point shot.
Everyone back for Margaretta. Second shot is in. It's 45-40. Caught by Roston. It's a backcourt violation, and that will likely do it.
Yep. That's a shame, but she hadn't had a chance to establish front court status. She left from the backcourt and never got to the front court.
Sailor will inbound with 2.2 on the clock, and we got another timeout. Couldn't get it in. That will run Margaretta out of timeouts. And important here to note, if they do try and call one because they can't inbound again, that'd be a technical foul. Free throws would come.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure that he'll go over that in the huddle. He'll say, look, ladies, we have no more timeouts. So if we're getting close to a 5-second call, either hold on to it and we'll take the turnover, or just throw it in bounds. It doesn't matter. We've got a 5-point lead. Just don't foul anybody. Don't do anything crazy. If they get a steal, don't try to block a shot. Just let them have it. We can run out the time from here as we're under 5 seconds left.
Quick 30-second timeout. It'll be Cassidy Lane here to throw this one in. Gets a little bit more height and more length to try and get it around a couple defenders.
Trying to do my math real quick. Margaretta 12 out of 27 at the free throw line. Colonel Crawford is just 3 attempts.
0.8 on the clock here as Holt taps this out of bounds.
One made free throw for Crawford this afternoon out of 4 attempts.
Baseline inbound. Kennedy Saylor to throw it in and seal it for the Polar Bears. District champs again. 45-40 your final as the Bears get their 20th win of the year. The number 6 team in Division 6 victorious here as they take down Crawford for a 4th consecutive time. That'll do it for us. We'll take a quick break, come back with your post-game numbers, and we'll also show you the net cutting for the Lady Polar Bears who come out victorious today, again, 45-40.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above-market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter, ready for you.
And welcome back. I want to take a second to thank our sponsors before you give you this post-game show brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center, along with an inside look at the net cutting here for Margaretta, as they are winners here today in this one against Colonel Crawford. Your final score, 45-40. Polar Bears come out victorious. Thanks to our sponsors bringing you this live and free coverage. First Federal Community Bank. Banking locally just got a little easier. Thanks also to Burkhart Farm Center, farmers serving farmers. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Thanks also to Spherion Mid-Ohio. Instant Replay sponsor today is proud to support our local athletes. We know the foundations that make great employees are woven into the teamwork, focus, drive, and perseverance given in each practice and game. Let's get to work. Thanks also to North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. And finally, thanks to Graham Ford. All 2024 Ford models must go. Financing as low as 0% or up to $10,000 on select models. Thanks to Graham Ford. That's your only place to get that deal here this year. We'll come back, give you those numbers, and our MVP today is Grace Paseka, and we'll talk to her coming up soon on the post-game show, brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to be entering its second year of media sponsorship for local nonprofits.
We've partnered with Crawford County Now to offer nonprofits a podcast and a radio spot.
First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Time now for your post-game show, brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center out of Bucyrus, bringing you this coverage from Colonel Crawford, and it's a tough loss for the Lady Eagles here in a district final, 45-40, as Margaretta, the powerhouse in this area for girls basketball, continues their reign into this game and as their district champions once again.
Well, we entered the fourth quarter tied at 29, and the Polar Bears outscored the Lady Eagles 16-11 in that fourth quarter, so that was the difference in the ball game. The real stat that sticks out to me, though, was free throws. I think that's also where Margaretta won this basketball game. They went 9 out of 16 at the free throw line. Colonel Crawford 1 out of 4 at the free throw line. So they outscored them 9-1 at the charity stripe. That's a difference of 8. You won by 5, so that was a real key in this ball game. And also three-point shooting. They had 6 3-pointers. Colonel Crawford had 1. So in a lot of areas of this ball game, Margaretta really did earn this victory this afternoon.
Yeah, and one of the numbers I remember the most was Colonel Crawford only had 6 rebounds in the first half. Margaretta had 14. Crawford got to 14 at the end of the game. Yeah,
20 rebounds total for Margaretta, 14 for Colonel Crawford, 15 for Colonel Crawford, right in that ballpark. So they out-rebounded them. The only thing that really kind of hurt Margaretta was the turnovers. They averaged 17 a ball game. They had 16. They did a much better job in the second half, only turning it over 6 times. Turnovers for Colonel Crawford, they ended up with 13 on the afternoon.
So just looking at Margaretta now on the floor, and they get another district title. This has been the standard for them in their program at this point. What do you think they're going through their minds right now, Lynn, as they approach Bluffton next week, because that's where they'll be, and it's a long trip to Bluffton from Castalia. They'll play at 8 o'clock too.
Yeah, that makes it kind of a bad situation overall. Not only are you traveling a long distance down to Bluffton University, but then you're also playing the second game, a late night game. So they're probably going to hope for a 2-hour delay, or maybe just have one the next day to let all the students take some time to recoup. But You have to be excited. You put 3 players in double figures. They were led this afternoon by Grace Paseka with 14. Cassidy Lane had 13, and Elise Schaefer had 10. So you had good, solid, well-rounded scoring in double figures from 3 players. You were able to defensively do the job that you needed to do on Robin Ehrman. She averages 10. She got 16 this afternoon. Eagles put 2 players in double figures, as Mira Holt also had 12. But I think their defense really was another story told in this ball game, because we didn't give them enough credit when they were giving up the points to Colonel Crawford in the first 3 quarters, but boy, they played good, solid defense in the 4th quarter and shut down the Lady Eagles and won that 4th quarter 16-11.
So again, congratulations to Margaretta. They get the win here today, and they get the district title 45-40 over Colonel Crawford. So just to kind of talk about Colonel Crawford and the season that they had, they finished the year 21-3. They had 2 losses to, in the end, 10. They fall to Margaretta here, but you've got to love where they're at. They had a couple seniors on this group that they're going to miss, Mira Holt being one of them, but they've got a solid post in Robin Ehrman, who's going to be a problem the next 2 years.
Yeah, when you can return a 5'9" solid sophomore Robin Ehrman, who averages about 10 a ball game, she's only going to get better. So you have to figure next year she'll score maybe 13, 14, 15 a ball game for you. That's a good centerpiece, and then you've got some nice pieces around her, and they even played some freshmen here with Emmy Powers getting quite a bit of playing time. She scored 3, had 4 fouls in the ball game. Back returning is Lexi Duray, who I think played an excellent defensive ball game. She scored 4 to finish her afternoon, but she really, I thought, played really well on the defensive end. So they've got some nice pieces to start with next year.
So congrats again to Margaretta. We're going to take one more break, and we will come back with our MVP of this one, and it's Grace Paseka. Hit most of her shots, field goals, in fact, from 3. Had a couple free throws to seal the deal. We'll talk to her coming up.
First Federal Community Bank is excited to offer the Ohio Home Buyers Plus program, and it's meant to offer an above market interest rate to help the potential home buyer in their journey towards home ownership.
We've got great rates, especially for first-time home buyers. Here at First Federal Community Bank, we are here to make the home buying experience smooth and stress-free.
As a community bank, we're excited to offer this account to help fulfill the dream of owning a home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Don't just get around this winter season, conquer it with the 2025 Ford Escape. With 25 models to choose from, the Escape is built for all types of weather, from blizzards to blue skies. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy every moment with tech features that keep you in control, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Or your kids and neighbors. The 2025 Ford Escape. Ready for winter, ready for you.
for your Avita Home Health and Hospice Player of the Game, Margaretta. They do it again, and it's thanks to the senior Grace Bazika. Congratulations to you. Grace, just talk about this game. I know coming in, there's a lot of pressure to get it done here today against a tough Crawford team, and you come out, hit 4 threes, knock down some free throws to close it out. What was going through your mind today?
I think through my mind it was just focusing on winning and persevering through being down at halftime. That was really tough on us, I think.
Yeah, just take me through that first half, because you guys built out an 8-0 run to start, and then Crawford came back and they took the lead at the half. What was the message in the locker room from Coach?
It was really just we need to have confidence in ourselves and each other, and that we need to just focus on getting back in the game. And then once we got up, we had more confidence, and from there it was just easier, I feel like.
Now, you were down by a bit. Was the goal to tie it up by the end of the third quarter?
You went out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was the goal for you to get it to a tie by the end of the third quarter? Because it came up quick that you guys were able to get back into the game.
Yeah, it was pretty easy for us to do it, I feel like. But once it was just the confidence that we had in halftime, it really got brought up.
And then now a district champion. Now you move on to regionals over at Bluffton. So what's it going to take for you guys to get it done and the rest of the way and get to state?
I feel like, again, it's just confidence. And once we have that in ourselves, it's really easy for us to mend as a team and just work together on defense. And then our defense, once we're good on that end, it really helps our offense persevere.
Well, Grace, congrats to you again. Go ahead and one final thing. Look into that camera. Give some shout-outs. Anybody watching?
I have a shout-out to my family and my teammates.
All right, Grace Bazika, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And that will do it for us here today. Thank you so much for joining us live and free on the OH Report. Margaretta with the win, 45-40. Jonathan Langdon with you. Lynn Passett on the call as well, and your camera operator today, Justin Wilson. We've got plenty more playoff action to come, not just the next couple weeks, but tonight. Make sure to stay tuned. We've got a Shelby District Final coming up between Clear Fork and Willard. That will be right here on the OH Report coming up. Thanks to our sponsors. One final time scrolling through your screen. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next time.
Don't just get around this.